Hi everyone, and we are live. So in this video, I want to cover a really important tool that I've got on my website. It's the mortgage payment calculator. So whether you're a first-time home buyer or an investor as well, you want to be aware of your monthly expenses. And this is by no means an accurate kind of, you're not going to get accurate figures as far as the payments go, but this is just going to be a ballpark figure just to kind of, if you wanted to maybe analyze a deal before, or maybe a place that you're looking to move into, you want to be aware of, like I said, the monthly expenses there. So the nice thing about this calculator is it doesn't only just show you the mortgage payments, but it shows you other expenses as well, whether it's a first time or a one time rather expense, or whether it's a recurring expense as well. That's going to be shown there in the calculator. So if you want to look at this tool there, you just have to head over to my website, hazemsultan.com / mortgage payment calculator. And we're going to make a couple of assumptions here, because essentially at the end of the day, it comes down to your mortgage broker or mortgage specialist for them to actually walk you through everything. We're going to be making some assumptions, and we're going to say that in this scenario, the asking price is $850. So let's say there's an investment property and you want to run some numbers and see whether you're going to be breaking even, or cash flowing, or potentially maybe having to supplement the rent. So with this scenario here, we've got an asking price of $850, and for the down payment, we've got it there where we have four different scenarios. We've got a scenario where it's 7%, 60,000. Got another scenario where it's 10%, 15%, and 20%. So let's say we're just going to assume here, for the benefit of this video here, that we're going only with 20%. So in this case, 170,000. And you're going to scroll down there here. You'll see the amortization period. In most cases, it's about 25 years. Again, you're putting 20%, so you could potentially get 30 years. But again, you want to confirm that. But most of what we see here in terms of our clients and how many years they get, it's about 20 to 25 years. 25 years, I would say, is the most common. So we'll go 25 years, and we're going to have to make another assumption, of course, which is the mortgage rate. We're just going to assume that it's just 2%, just to use a round number there. So 2%. So in this scenario, if the asking price or the purchase price is $850, and you're putting down 20%, which is 170, 25-year amortization and 2% mortgage rate, you're looking at around 2,800, 2,879 to be exact. And here's some of the information as well that you would want to input as well. Location is Vancouver, and if you're a first-time home buyer or not, or if you're buying a newly built home as well, because there are some exemptions as far as the PTT. So in this case, it's $850. It's well above the threshold for the exemption for newly built or first-time home buyer grant, or first-time home buyer exemption. So you're looking at 15,000. So this is the PTT provincial tax, just because it's above 750, of course. So that would be an additional cost. It's a one-time payment that you'd have to finalize at the lawyer's office. And this other section here, so the next one is cash needed. So the nice thing about this calculator is it shows you everything. So let's say we're going with scenario 4, 20%. It's going to show you, okay, well, the down payment is 170. The land transfer tax, which is the PTT, is 15,000. Lawyer's fees is around 1,000. Again, it hovers around 1,000. It could be a bit more. I've never seen it less, especially, I think I haven't seen it less. Honestly, it's about 1,000 to maybe 1,500 that I usually come across. Title insurance as well, that would be another cost. Usually it's just part of the mortgage amount. And, again, that would be an area where you want to confirm with your mortgage broker or mortgage specialist there. As far as other considerations, cash considerations, we're looking at home inspection fees. So depending on the unit, if it's a townhouse, condo, or a house, it could be between 300 to even sometimes 600 maybe. Appraisal fees, that is, if the bank requires an appraisal fee, most likely you will be responsible for that. So it's around 300. And okay, so now that we've gone this out of the way, we're taking a look at the monthly expenses. So again, we're sticking to scenario 4, which is 20% down. The mortgage payment is $2,879. Property tax, so you want to split this into or divide it by 12. So if let's say if we looked at a condo and the strata fee or the property tax rather is $2,000. So we'll just go with 2,000. I'm going to do some calculations here on my phone, divide that by 12. You're looking at $166.66 to be exact. So that would be a monthly expense. Again, you just pay it once a year, but the way you budget it, you just want to kind of keep track of everything. So that's out of the way. Utilities, it depends on how much you use. Gas, if there's BC Hydro, in most cases there is BC Hydro, but for SBC, for instance, if you have gas, property insurance, again, this thing really does vary, and that's why we usually encourage you to get a quote for property insurance, fire and property insurance. So whatever the figure they give you in terms of the quote, you just divide that by 12 again, like we did with the property tax, and you'll come up to a figure. So let's say it's $50 here, phone, cable, internet. So that's pretty straightforward. So what you're looking at here is the total. So this is to hold the property is $3,418. Again, this would really concern you if you are an investor. At this point, I'm assuming that I've already sent you some listings and we're actively seeing places or just researching at this phase. So just to analyze a deal, you want to look at the total, and you want to compare that, of course, to the income that the property is generating. So, if you're renting it for, let's say, 3,400, for instance, that means you're underwater $18. Again, if you are an investor, so if you're an investor, in most cases, you would just leave this at 0 and then leave the cable at 0 as well, leave the internet at 0, and that would be the responsibility of the tenant. Okay, so let's say if you are able to rent it at 3,400, that means you're pocketing the difference. But one thing that the mortgage calculator is not putting into account is the condo fees. I just realized this. So whatever the condo fees or whatever the strata fees, you just want to add that on top. So you could be looking at 200 to 300, 400, depending on the size, of course. You'll add that to the total figure here, and you'll see if you're going to be breaking even or not. Again, this is a kind of a quick way of just kind of analyzing a deal as far as residential goes. Yeah, and the mortgage amount is $680. Yeah, so there's this other information as well for you there in terms of the interest rate. You can definitely look at that as well. You can look at the schedule. Again, at the beginning, you're paying a lot of the interest, and then at some point in the middle there, you'll see that you're paying more of the principal than the interest. Again, I encourage you to check out this tool, and you can definitely use it. I mean, just use it whenever, if you see a listing that you like, but you're not sure if it's a good deal or not, you can definitely do your homework there. I mean, it didn't take me more than 5 minutes, and I'm sure the more you do it, you'll be able to get through it fairly quickly. So yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to me, give me a call, or shoot me a text, and I'll be more than happy to walk you through it again.